I want you to look at these different variables and play around and create some graphs and figure out what you can find out about these coasters. Where you start playing around with the data, create the graphs that you want to create, and we can help you if you get stuck on actually how to do something, and come up with some interesting things that you can share with us about these coasters. Okay? All right, let's find out about these coasters. Who is that?
It's this one, and this is the top speed, and it's the longest one.
And it's the longest one. So, how do you know that it's also the longest one?
Because we pressed length and we dragged it down here, and that was the last one.
Oh, I got it. So, you know what? I'm going to show you a trick so that you can look at these two variables at the same time. Okay? So you have length on there right now. And if you're also interested in top speed, drag top speed into the center of your graph and watch what happens.
Oh, I know it wasn't length, it was the height.
Oh, it was the height?
So I'll put the height right here then, I guess.
There you go. So what do you think these different shades of green mean?
It's like the darkest one is like the top, like the fastest one, and the lightest one is the slowest one.
Yeah. So here's a way where you can actually look at two variables at the same time.
So then if you press the lightest
All right.
Make an interesting graph. Recreate an interesting graph for me that you had created.
Alright. Watch. Okay, who's gonna do this so good? Well, we stop accidentally editing the graph. Freaking legit 2 people recording us right now.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to.
And then put me in the Centennial page. I beg you guys.
And then scroll this over, then you can get to the top speed. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
That's fancy.
Fancy. Oh, wow. So what kind of graph is that?
Looks like a spaceship.
It looks like a spaceship?
Yep. It's like an aurora.
Yeah, it does kind of look like an aurora. You know what that... So they created 2 graphs. All right, tell us about your graphs and what you found out.
We found out that the top thriller dragster in Cedar Point, that's in Ohio, has the highest drop and the highest speed.
Oh, okay. So you created these 2 graphs, and then you looked at the one that was. Did you click when you were clicking on the dot? Did you click on the dot in the drop, or did you click on it in the top speed?
The top speed.
In the top speed. So you clicked on it in the top speed. So find the one that goes the fastest, and then you noticed that it also had the biggest drop. All right. Do you think that that's true on the other end? The one that's the smallest, that has the lowest speed, also has the lowest drop?
No.
No? All right. Did you test it out? Did you look?
No, but
No?
now I'm tempted.
Now you're tempted? Well, go ahead. Click on one of those low speeds and let's see where it is.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's down there. All right. So if we don't have a lot of speed, we probably, in this case here, we didn't drop very far. Okay.
Okay, so what we did was we got the top speed.
So we did the top speed and the drop.
And we put the drop in the middle of the thing. And then that's what ours looked like. The darkest green meant the biggest drop. The lighter the green was meant the lowest the drop was.
All right. So they used that color like you guys were doing, but they had top speed on the x-axis. And so this graph kind of tells us some of the same information that the 2 graphs made, but it's all in one graph. All right. And we were using color to kind of show the intensity of drop. Nice, thank you.
We also did something with the max height, but for some reason the two at the top, it didn't show. So we thought that they probably weren't running anymore, so that's why it wouldn't show on there, and only the theory would show.
Oh, I wonder if we just needed to, so with the max height, did you put it like where you have top speed on the x-axis? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead and drag max height on there.
Oh, and it was just having some fun. So we were just looking at what was on North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
So and I think it was Fury 35 or something like that, and something else.
Intimidator. Yeah.
And Fury 35 was like one of the best ones in max height and top speed and dropping.
Yeah, that coaster looks crazy. So while they're doing this, from some of the things that you've learned so far, we had 157 roller coasters from the U.S. Do you think those are all the roller coasters in the U.S.?
No.
No. All right. There's actually a lot more. I'm not even. I'm not even sure that how many there are, but I think it's over 1,000.
I didn't even see
Okay. You didn't even see what?
my favorite roller.
You didn't even see his favorite roller coaster. So we don't have them all. We have a sample of them. Okay. And we're learning some things. And one of the things we just looked at was top speed and drop, and we were it was fun to kind of find out that special coaster that was like had the top speed, the highest speed in our data set, and the largest drop. But we don't know if that is the largest with top speed and drop. All right. All right. Yeah. So. And again, they were looking at drop and top speed, but they arranged the graph a little bit differently. All right, can you tell us a little bit about your graph?
Well, we were just playing around, and we were comparing drop and top speed, and then I added in type. And this is how we came up with this graph.
Okay. So does anybody know what this kind of graph is called?
Also, animated crane gifs.
So yeah, we can drag and change the axis. All right. This is called a scatter plot, and you're going to learn more about that later. All right, but this is called a scatter plot, where you actually use two different variables, but in a very specific way, where one is on the x-axis and one is on the y-axis. And what they did was they put the type with wooden versus steel overlaid here. So steel is green and wooden is like pink. Does that tell us any new information? What do you think that tells us?
Well, that over time, with the change, like since like in the 1900s when they started making them, like it might not have been so safe.
Uh-huh.
It's like more you built it, like when you put it out over the years, so they stopped making wood and they made steel.
Okay, so a lot of our newer ones might be made of steel. All right, over time, they do still make wooden coasters, but they tend to reinforce them with steel.
Yeah.
All right, so there's steel in them. You know. All right, what can we tell from this graph about wooden and steel coasters? Yeah.
There seems to be more steel coasters than there are wooden.
All right, there seems to be more. So in our data set, there seems to be more steel coasters than wooden coasters. I see more green than I do pink.
Wooden coasters seem to be like in the same range of drop.
The wooden coasters all seem to be kind of clustered together in the same range of drop. All right, so there's this big cluster of pink.
Because roller coaster makers, before steel coasters were introduced, they all, well, except for that one, the high-speed roller coaster,
Yeah.
they all wanted to make their coasters fast, but they didn't want them then exciting and stuff, but they didn't want to make the coasters dangerous because they would lose customers.
Yeah.
So they all built them around the same range that's like the maximum of wood's potential before becoming not structurally sound.
Yeah.
And then once steel was introduced, people started going further to either side.
Yeah. Yeah. So they started having. And do you think that how far you drop maybe has anything to do with the speed of the coaster?
Yeah.
If you've got a pretty big drop, that gives you.
Gravity creates momentum.
That's exactly right. Our gravity's going to create some momentum, and you're going to start going faster. All right. And so probably you hit your max speed either on that drop or shortly after that drop. All right. Okay. Good. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming and recreating this. So